The Straw Hats continue their battle with the new Fishman pirates, having faith that Luffy will carry out his mission. Neptune's army aids them in the struggle, finally accepting the crew as allies. As the fight continues, Fukuboshi's transponder snail reveals the sober truth behind Hody's motivations to all of Fishman Island.
On the next One Piece, a shocking fact, the true identity of Hody. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Hody's hatred runs wild as Luffy continues to struggle in his undersea battle. A single shot of air fired from Fishman Island is Luffy's only hope. Yet even if the oxygen on the Noah is restored and Hody defeated, the ship itself could doom the island. Luffy vows to save the fishmen below, but their lives may never be the same.
On the next One Piece, back to zero. Earnest wishes for Luffy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The battle against the new Fishman pirates races towards its climax in Concord Plaza. Meanwhile, in the open sea, Hody mercilessly pummels Luffy in a fit of rage. However, Luffy is determined to keep his promise to Fukuboshi and unleashes his most deadly attack in hopes of finishing the battle before it's too late.
On the next One Piece, Luffy's all-out attack, Red Hawk blasts! I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The Straw Hat crew pushes forward with all of their might, aiming to end the battle with the new Fishman pirates once and for all. Hody takes more energy steroids, robbing Luffy of time that he can't afford to spare. Luffy, gravely injured and running out of strength, struggles to overcome the Fishman's superhuman stamina.
On the next One Piece, coming to an end, the final decisive battle against Hody. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Even if Luffy can defeat Hody, the Noah will continue its descent as if possessed by the Fishman's grudge. As the islanders stare upon it, they are seized with despair. Luffy puts his life on the line to break apart the legendary vessel, but it will take more than that to save the island.
On the next One Piece, stop, Noah! Desperate Elephant Gatling! I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Hody is vanquished, the Noah is stopped, and Fishman Island is saved. Unfortunately, Luffy was gravely injured in the process. Just as the fishmen reach toward the future, a nagging memory of the past could cost their savior his life. With no time to spare, a true friend steps forward to tear down the walls of the island's history.
On the next One Piece, to the future, the path to the sun, I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Peace is returned, and a grand celebration with dancing and singing begins at the Ryugu Palace. While the Straw Hats enjoy the party with the merfolk, Robin closes in on a piece of Fishman Island's secret history. Realizing the truth behind Joy Boy and the ancient weapon Poseidon, she uncovers a chilling truth.
On the next One Piece, the secret revealed, the truth about the ancient weapon. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Jinbei reveals several surprises that occurred during the 2 years the Straw Hats were split up. After Whitebeard's death, his position as one of the 4 emperors was filled by an old enemy. The Navy also underwent a change, with a new leader emerging after a violent struggle. And while the crew learns of these troubling developments, Caribou plans some trouble of his own.
On the next One Piece, the Straw Hats stunned, the new fleet admiral of the Navy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
While the Straw Hats rush to retrieve Fishman Island's stolen treasure, pirates working for Big Mom appear. After scarcely avoiding destruction at Hody's hand, the island is now under threat from an even stronger adversary. Luffy steps up to save the fishmen once again, but may doom himself by antagonizing one of the strongest pirates in the New World.
On the next One Piece, she loves sweets. Big Mom of the 4 emperors. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The crisis on Fishman Island is averted for now, but a secret hidden inside their royal treasure, the Tomate Box, may cause trouble with Big Mom when Luffy reaches the New World. However, she is but one of many foes that the Straw Hats have to worry about. An old adversary has made a move to new waters, and it's only a matter of time until they're forced to face off again.
On the next One Piece, many problems lie ahead. A trap awaiting in the New World. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Filled with both excitement and trepidation, the crew finally set sail for the new world. After bidding their fond farewells, the Straw Hats leave with a new log pose in hand. Luffy makes a promise to the tearful Shirahoshi and recalls an old vow he made to Shanks. Overcoming trials and tragedies, Luffy's dream is on course once again.
On the next One Piece, finally time to go. Goodbye, Fishman Island. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
The Straw Hats depart from Fishman Island and ascend to the surface. The journey is not a short one, however, and it is filled with sea monsters of increasingly massive size. While Luffy tries to make dinner out of the underwater abominations, the Sunny encounters a deadly whirlpool. Helpless against its whipping waters, the crew must hope for a miracle to survive.
On the next One Piece, to the new world, heading for the ultimate sea. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
The Straw Hats surface in the new world at last, but are met with a series of bizarre and dangerous weather conditions. Soon they encounter a young girl small enough to fit in their hand and fierce enough to challenge the entire crew. Tempted by the promise of food, they agree to help her with a rescue operation that sends them hurtling headfirst into a fight with the Navy.
On the next One Piece, Z's ambition, Lily the Little Giant. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Luffy and friends begin to carry out Nami's scheme to save Lily's father. But when plans go astray, our heroes find themselves engaged in a harrowing battle with officers from the Navy. After the fight, the rescue appears to have been successful, until a new enemy comes onto the scene and attacks both the Straw Hats and the Navy ships.
On the next One Piece, Zed's ambition, a dark and powerful army. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
A three-way confrontation ensues involving the Straw Hats, the Navy, and the mysterious Neo-Navy. Each side refuses to back down, and just when it looks like the unpredictable Malbegimor Sea has foiled their efforts to rescue Pons Fry from the clutches of the enemy, the stalwart crew makes one last gambit to pull off an unbelievable feat.
On the next One Piece, Zed's ambition, a great and desperate escape plan. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
After the Neo-Navy's surprise attack, Luffy and Shuzo begin a one-on-one showdown. As their back-and-forth struggle continues to rage, Shuzo unexpectedly unleashes a devastating secret weapon. Then, while the Straw Hats are still reeling from the shock, the tiny Lily makes a desperate but courageous move.
On the next One Piece, Zed's ambition, Luffy versus Shuzo. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Subscribe, you guys! Join our crew on the One Piece YouTube channel!